welcome to this wonderful, wonderful occasion. I've been looking forward to this for a long time, maybe almost 10 years. Since the Benjamins arrived, I knew this was coming. Yes, well, I'm going to. This is difficult for me because I'm not used to being in libraries, or at least not too recently. I'm a retired librarian, my tie tells you that. My name is Wally Zimmerman. I'm the president of Temple Israel. And it's my pleasure to be involved in this ceremony, as it does involve libraries. Of course, we're not really here in the library, but we're celebrating right downstairs from the library the importance of libraries and books for the people of the book. Perhaps more correctly, we're celebrating the important contributions, intellectual, spiritual, emotional, financial, and humorous, of the extended Benjamin family. When Rabbi Joel Wittstein, Zichrono Livracha, first told us about 10 years ago or 11 years ago that an amazing couple, Art and Sandra Benjamin, were moving to Toronto, from Toronto to our Stella, London, Ontario area. Little did most of us know how important that move would turn out to be for our little show. Art and Sandra, we are truly in awe of the two of you. Your children and grandchildren, some of whom are here, have chosen the perfect way to commemorate the demi-sesquicentennial anniversary of Art's birth way back in 1937. For those of you who don't do math as quickly as some of us, that's 75 years as of Wednesday night. So when you go trick-or-treating with Benjamins, you can also wish them happy birthday. The creation of a bigger and better collection of Jewish library books for the next generation is an excellent way to reflect Art's love of children, Jewish, indeed all learning, lifelong learning, and books. As one who has been to the Benjamins' home, I believe it is fair to say that Art owns and likely has read every book in the largest Jewish library in London, Ontario. We may be the people of the book, and certainly Art is the man of the book. Art and Sandra, we are deeply indebted to you for all your many contributions, not only to this congregation, but also to the larger Jewish community and the community at large. Most of you probably don't know that Art was recently elected president of the Kiwanis Club of Forest City. So they too will benefit from Art's leadership skills. And if they have a policy of making people pay for bad puns, they too will become much better funded. I want to take a moment here also to thank Lisa Mannix, who's right there, back there. Lisa, wave. We'll hear from you in a minute. A relatively new member of our temple who dove in with her own librarian skills to revitalize our library upstairs, computerize it, make it searchable from home, smartphone or iPad. I'll be happy to demonstrate that later. And come up with ways to make it a more vital part of our temple life. We bought and built new shelves, reorganized and weeded the collection that now has approximately 2,500 books, and will soon catalog the audiovisual materials. We've added new children's books, selected using her professional skills as a librarian. We've added how many new books? About 40? About 40 from the Art Benjamin Children's Collection donation. Lisa has also designed a means to get our religious school kids to read more Jewish books, tied in with the values being taught in our school. I encourage you to read, there's that R word again, thoroughly the next issue of Lev HaDvar for more details, both in Lisa's column about the library and my presidential column. I also encourage you to take a few minutes later and go upstairs and see how the library has grown and changed. And while you're at it, why not take on a good Jewish book or three? Finally, Art, I found this little token of my appreciation for you. And no, it's not an iPad, but it is in the bag. You may open it in a minute. After I get the punchline out. I hope you enjoy it. Careful, repetition of its contents could cost you. Now? Yes, you may open it now. The little book of puns. Because Art doesn't have enough. Okay. Thank you very much. You're welcome. I'd like to now introduce our guest storyteller, a fabulous storyteller I've known for many years, Mr. Jim Stevens, who will read one of the new books in the collection. Children, pay attention. This is a wonderful opportunity to hear a wonderful story from a wonderful storyteller.
This is our storyteller's chair. So anybody who can't, if there's any of our littler friends who are in the back who'd like to come up here for the story, please feel free to say excuse me and make your way up here.
Now, the difference between being involved in something and being committed to something is, we have the best example of that in the bacon and egg sandwich, where the chicken is involved, but the pig is committed. So I'm going to ask all you adults to be quiet while I read the children a story. It's called Baxter, the pig who wanted to be kosher. One fine day, when Baxter was waiting for his bus, an old man sat down beside him and said, "Oh, I wish it was sundown right now." "Why's that?" asked Baxter. He was a curious sort of pig. "Because at sundown," said the old man, "the candles gleam and glow and dance, while our sweetest voices lift in song." "They do?" asked Baxter. He'd never seen a candle dance. "Certainly," said the old man. "Tonight is the beginning of Shabbat, the day of rest. So we make a special dinner. We light the candles, sing our thanks, and raise a glass, surrounded by those we love best." "Wow," said Baxter. "That does sound like fun. That sounds terrific." "It is terrific," said the old man, as his bus pulled up, and then he was gone. Yes, here's a picture of the candles, and Mum's bringing in a lot of food. This looks like a Shabbat pizza. All kinds of wonderful things on the table, and they're all drinking wine or fruit punch. Well, yes. You don't get wine at Shabbat, do you? All week long, Baxter thought about the old man's words. He's thinking about the candles, he's thinking about the music, and he's riding his bicycle. The candles gleam and glow and dance while our sweetest voices lift in song. So the following Friday, Baxter hurried back to the bus stop, but the old man was nowhere to be seen. Instead, Baxter found a younger man wearing a long white apron. After a while, Baxter cleared his throat. "I wonder, sir, do you know anything about Shabbat dinner?" "I should hope so," said the man in the apron. "Oh, good," said Baxter. "Will you tell me how I can be part of it?" The man in the apron stared. "You? A pig? Part of Shabbat dinner? That's impossible." "Why?" asked Baxter. "You're not kosher," said the man in the apron. What is the man in the apron? What's he do? He's a butcher. Was that what you were going to say? Good for you, he's a butcher. He cuts up meat. Not going to be afraid of the piggy. "Kosher," said Baxter. "What's kosher?" But then the bus arrived. So he never got an answer from the man. That night, Baxter happened to be at the grocery store when he noticed a jar on the top shelf. "Kosher!" read the big block letters across the jar of pickles. Why, Baxter loved pickles. That week, Baxter ate pickles. Pickles and pickles and pickles. Pickle sandwiches, pickle soup, pickles at breakfast, pickles in bed. On Friday at the bus stop, smelling of vinegar, and loving his jar. By this time there was a woman in a large hat sitting at the bench. When Baxter sat down beside her, she wrinkled her nose and scooched away from him. What can I say? Yeah. "What's with the pickle juice?" she asked. "I found kosher," Baxter said promptly, proudly. "Mazel tov," said the woman in the large hat. "So what?" "So," he said, "do you think I'm kosher yet?" The woman in the large hat was a bit like Lisa this time. She just laughed. "Pickles can dress up a sandwich or brighten a day. They're good, but they're not that good." Sadly, Baxter sat down his jar. The next day, Baxter returned to the grocery store. "Excuse me," he said to the store manager, "do you have anything else kosher? The pickles were delicious, but I'm afraid they didn't do the trick." The manager pointed Baxter towards an enormous pile of fresh bread. What's it say on there? Kosher challah. Baxter had never tasted raisin challah before. Well, at least they looked real piggy with challah. He said. 5 loaves later, and sick to his round little stomach, he moaned, I must be kosher by now. Maybe I'm even a little too kosher. Later that day, Baxter arrived at the bus stop and found that old man had returned. Shalom, said the old man. Hello, said Baxter, I'm glad you're here. I've learned so much about pickles and challah. What do you think? Am I kosher yet? The old man looked puzzled. You want to be kosher? Baxter nodded. Well, now I've heard it all, said the old man. But a pig is a pig is a pig. It's too bad you aren't a cow. Cows are kosher. Oh, we See, Baxter's got these big horns. He practiced moving. He acquired a handy set of horns. He cultivated a taste for clover. By this time, when he got to the bus stop, nobody was there. He waited and waited, but nobody came. He moved once more for good measure. Finally, dejected, he took off his horns and he let out a deep sigh. Oh, but that's the he felt a tap on his shoulder. It's Max Delicatessen. Gosh. Looking up, Baxter found a woman with a big book standing above him. The woman said, hello, I'm Rabbi Rosen. Can I help you? I only wish you could, blurted Baxter, but I fear it's hopeless. A pig is a pig is a pig. I'll never be kosher. The rabbi gasped, why on earth would you want to be kosher? I gorged on pickles, I stuffed myself with challah, I mooed and grazed and wore these silly horns for days. Nothing's working. But, said the rabbi, why would you want to get eaten? Eaten? Baxter looked up sharp. Who said anything about getting eaten? I want to see the candles gleam and glow and dance. I long to lift my sweetest voice in song. Isn't that what Shabbat dinner is all about? There he is. Look, he's reading Talmud Bereshit. The rabbi burst into laughter. Yes, those things are important, it's true. But my little pink friend, there has been a terrible misunderstanding. Although you're not kosher to eat, and never will be, everyone is welcome at Shabbat dinner. Then the rabbi opened her book and rifled through it. See, she said, look right here. It's a mitzvah to welcome a stranger. And you, my friend, are certainly strange. So I'd be most grateful if you join me for Shabbat dinner tonight. Baxter beamed. Oh, thank you, he said. Thank you very much. And so at last, Baxter the pig watched the candles gleam. See the candles gleaming. And so he raised his sweetest voice, and he had a marvelous time. Though it must be admitted, he made rather a mess of the coup.
Hello everybody, I'm Rabbi Deborah Dressler, and it is my distinct honor to introduce to you the mastermind behind our children's collection, Lisa Mannix.
So the first thing I'd like to do is acknowledge the work that Art and Sandra did with the Temple Library for the past number of years that had it already in a pretty great shape when I came along and started the work I did. And there are pictures up on the mantle and amidst the books you can see of them meeting with classes from the school over the past few years. So take a look at those when you, as you're browsing the books. So this gift was an absolutely fabulous donation for the children's collection here. The TI library is stocked primarily with gently used book donations from our members, and that generosity, as Wally said, means we have over 2,000 books upstairs. But our children's collection really needed a boost. Before this donation, our picture book collection here had a few folk tales, it had some board books, some holiday books, and about, I'd say, just over 60% of it were Hanukkah books. We had enough Hanukkah books for every Jewish child in London, I think. So, but now, thanks to this gift, take a look around you at all of the windowsills, at the shelving unit downstairs there. We have folk tales, we have fun picture books that reflect Jewish values and traditions. We have holiday books for Shavuot, Sukkot, and Tu B'Shvat. Recent Sidney Taylor and Jewish Book Award winners for children. So this gift has enabled TI to start the regular book borrowing collection with our school children that you mentioned earlier, Wally. And that starts today. So I came to some of the classes this morning and talked about how to borrow a book, and we all took a pledge that we weren't going to use the books as frisbees or feed them to the dog. And so when we finish here today, kids, walk around and choose a book that you can take home and keep today. And to sign up, I did explain to the kids that inside the back of the books there are little pockets with a library card, and they just put their name on that. And there's a box to put them in on a smaller display shelf in the hallway. And one of the things I wanted to add too, what the school children contributed were designs for the book plate. So as you go around and look at the books today, inside the front covers, there are some sample ones that are being held up. The children drew pictures that I digitized and then put onto the book plates. And all of these have unique book plates inside that children drew. And it's heartwarming just to look at all of those. So on the table, I was a children's librarian for years in the public library system. So I'm always about children's books and children's collection. And I've always got more that I would like to add to the collection. And that's the case in this here as well. So on the back table by the TV and up here, I do have a wish list of other books I would love to be able to purchase for the library if I could. If you would like to contribute to the collection, that books that are purchased with any money donated will put a book plate in front of the children and design with your name on it. And those wish lists are here and up in the library. So thank you to the Benjamin family. Thank you personally for how wonderful you did to me. This was a wonderful opportunity for me. And thank you for your gift to the temple. It's a gift that we'll keep on giving for years to come.
We'd now like to enjoy some of the gifts of the rest of the Benjamin family and invite Ian and Judy, Art's daughter and son-in-law, to grace us with a song.
The song itself is entirely in Hebrew, so I thought I'd read to you the English so you can really appreciate the words. Part of the song, included in the song, is the priestly blessing, so you'll be familiar with that part. And let me just read to you the song that Rick wrote. You are our blessing, you are our strength, you are our future, we are proud of you and the choices you will make. Don't be afraid to follow your heart. Don't be afraid to tell your truth. Don't be afraid to ask for help from your family. We are proud of you and the life you will live. May God bless you and keep you. May God's face shine on you and be gracious to you. May God lift God's face to you and establish peace for you.
That's what we practice. I don't want to mess with footwork.
הכוח שלנו, אתם העתיד שלנו, אנחנו גאים בכם ובחירות שתעשו, יברכך אדוני וישמרך, יאר Adonai panav lecha v'chunecha. Yisa Adonai panav lecha v'yasem lecha shalom. V'yasem lecha shalom.
תפחדו ללכת אחרי הלבבות שלכם. אל תפחדו לומר את האמת שלכם. אל תפחדו לבקש עזרה מהמשפחות שלכם. אנחנו גאים בכם ובחיים שתחיו. יברכך אדוני וישמרך. יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך. יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום. וישם לך שלום.
Please feel free to join us.
ויברכך אדוני וישמרך. יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך. יישא פניו אליך וישם לך שלום. וישם לך שלום.
I actually can't think of a better word than blessing when I think of Art Benjamin. We may think pun, but that's probably not the only word that really describes him. I've been very blessed by him being my teacher and mentor, as he has to so many in this community. And the lives that he's touched have touched us all and do so forever. So when his children came to us and said, what can we do to honor him, I could think of no better way than to do that with a legacy of learning. So all I can really say on behalf of this congregation who loves you so much, Art and Sandra, is thank you. Thank you for everything you've brought to us and everything you do to sustain us today and forever. Thank you. And as Art so often does, he's allowed to have the final word. Please join us up here, Art.
Of course, if they had asked me how I wanted to celebrate my birthday, I'd have mentioned a couple of tons of liquors, all sorts, and chocolate chunks and stuff like that. That's because I didn't have enough imagination to think of the idea of what you've all finally come up with. This is a lovely, lovely event for me in that it's doing exactly what I would have thought of doing if I'd have thought of it. Thank you all again.
Thank you. So we're going to close with a Shehecheyanu because I can think of no better way than to give gratitude for this wonderful moment that we're sharing as a community, both of new friends and old friends and friends from afar. After that, parents who are here, who have their children here, if you'd like to start us off with lunch, we'll make your own motzi at the line. So whatever intrepid first eaters can make a motzi on our behalf, And for those of you who are a little bit older than school age, if you don't mind letting our little friends go through first. As we mentioned before, the library is open. I invite you to go up and see the wonderful work that's been done. And again, the best way we can celebrate this day is to check out a book. So in each book there is a card. Old School is actually working the easiest for us. And there is a box on the shelf out here. Just put your name on it and take your book and enjoy it lovingly. So please join me in the Shehechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Enjoy your book, everyone. Thank you.